Ever since we put the new soft top on this gorgeous 280 SL, we've been enjoying it and driving it around. But one thing I have noticed is that our coolant level has dropped significantly. I've been trying to trace a leak in this car and I have found it. The leak is actually from this radiator pipe here. I imagine it's got a pinhole in it. We've actually had this powder coated, but I imagine it's actually got a pinhole under the powder coating, and that is where our leak is coming from. This pipe is held on by two brackets. Now you can see just how quickly things rust in this country, and ideally we should be replacing that fitting with stainless steel. Hopefully all the coolant has already leaked. Oops. I was going to say hopefully the coolant has already leaked out of there, but it hasn't. Before you disconnect that lower section of pipe, you want to have a piece of pipe handy. This is electrical wiring conduit pipe, which is exactly the right diameter fit in that pipe. If you just undo that pipe, all the coolant will run out of your coolant tank. But if you undo that, put a pipe in it that's higher than the coolant level, that will save you some coolant and mess on your garage floor. Here is the offending pipe, and you can see where it's leaking. It has a patch there. You can also see the end of the pipe is pretty manky. It's also quite rusty inside, so at some stage with this car what we've got to do is put some Thermacure or Evaporust in the cooling system and see if we can clear out all of that rust. So you've got a number of things you can do with this. You could get yourself a piece of 18mm copper pipe and actually make up this entire section of pipe. The only slight problem with that is getting hold of 18mm copper pipe is quite difficult. You'd have to fabricate all of those brackets and either weld or braise them on, which is possible, but quite time consuming, and we don't have the time to do that now. The advantage of using copper pipe is it's quite soft and it's quite easy to put these beads on the end, and we've got a whole video showing you how to do that. If you used something like electrical conduit, it's much thicker and more difficult to bend, and putting a bead on the end of there would be much harder. You can actually buy short sections of 18mm copper pipe on Amazon, so we're going to take this home, see if we can cut that end section out and bend a short section of copper pipe to the right shape, and then join it with a hose. We're going to have a go at bending this 18mm pipe with our Irwin pipe bender. Now it's not ideal because this is ideally for 15mm pipe or larger pipe, but we're going to try and do it and see what happens. Fortunately, that did not work. All that we succeeded in doing was ruining that piece of 18mm pipe, which is a shame. At a later stage, when we come to make up the entire section of 18mm pipe, we'll actually get a proper former so that we can get those perfect bends. So on to plan B. I'm going to use this section of copper pipe, drill a couple of holes in it, and then see if I can fix those holes using one of these Durafix easy weld rods here and a map torch. And the idea is you heat the copper pipe and then you rub the rod over it, and that should hopefully fix the holes. We'll soon find out. Drilled a couple of test holes. Next we're going to just clean that copper pipe up so we've got nice shiny metal on which to weld. Anyone who's ever done any braising will see instantly that I'm not an expert, but having said that, that probably is good enough to fix those holes. Ideally, once you've brazed those holes, you would pressure test the coolant system, but I'm not going to do that on this occasion because I know that I'm going to be taking that pipe off in the future and replacing the whole pipe at some stage. So what I'm going to do is something I've not seen done before, which is to actually slip a piece of rubber coolant hose over the repair and clamp it on both sides, which will give us a kind of belt and braces approach. So let's see if we can actually fix our coolant pipe with a braising rod. We've used one of those braising rods to fix, well, hopefully to fix that, but I'm also going to slide on a piece of rubber tubing. We've put silicone both on the pipe and on the inside of here, so that will slide on nice and easily. And I'm actually going to just use a couple of hose clamps and clamp that on as well, because it may be that that fixes it, but at some stage we're going to come back and actually make this entire pipe here up. It's quite complicated. I don't have time to do it at the moment, but it's an 18mm diameter copper pipe, which is quite difficult to get hold of. So we'll see if this here fixes it. So I haven't cut the pipe out underneath here, and the advantage of doing this is when we come to make up this pipe, we can simply remove this bit of rubber and we'll have the template to work from. The next day, we've run the engine up to temperature with the radiator cap off. We've gone for a drive around Bristol, going up steep hills, making sure that there's no overheating. The coolant level has dropped some more, which is good, probably because the air has burped out. So now we just need to top that coolant level up and move on to the next job. In the next video, if all goes to plan, we'll be putting a door card on this car for the first time. We actually restored that particular door card 3 years ago. We've only just finished restoring the door pockets and the armrest, so that'll all be going on there with the correct fittings. This car, if you remember when we got it, didn't have any windows or door mechanism or mirrors or anything like that, so we've had to source all of that over the years. We haven't done the passenger side door card yet, so we'll be aiming to get this manky old door card from our parts cart here into the same state as that. Just to finish this video, I found out something quite important which I never realized, and that is that the mirrors on an early SL are different. The driver's side and the passenger side mirrors are different. This car actually came with two mirrors the same, and if you try and put the same mirrors on, what you'll find is to get the right angle when you're looking in the mirror, this mirror has to come all the way out like that, which is very unnatural. Should happen on these early SLs is that the passenger side mirror should have an additional triangular piece of chrome like this inserted in it just there, which allows this mirror to be at the right angle without the glass coming all the way out. So when we bought this car, it actually came with mirrors off a right-hand drive car, and this is obviously a left-hand drive car, and on the right-hand drive car, this piece of triangular chrome which fits on the other side would be perfect, but obviously for a left-hand drive car we've had to go along and source another mirror, which probably means that we'll have to take this one to pieces, powder coat it and restore the inside of that to make it look as good as the other one and as good as this one. So if anybody is short of any mirror parts for an older SL, we have pretty much everything you'll need to rebuild your mirrors. I'm going to finish this video here. It's time to give Grace her first driving lesson. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Have you ever started a car before?
Yeah.
First time, every time.